Man, oh man, the Cleveland Browns continue to step in it and do it to themselves. The Cleveland Browns, owner Jimmy Haslam and GM Andrew Berry are under major fire for what they just pulled with what people are calling a fake interview with Anthony Lynn. People are saying this interview was only it only took place to get them past the Rooney Rule, where you have to interview a minority or an African American candidate. This is crazy. We got to get into this, man. The Cleveland Browns doing Cleveland Brown things, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video as well. We have to get right into this story now. The Cleveland Browns head coaching search has been going on for a little over 3 weeks at this point, and there was no African American candidates brought in. Now, Mike McDaniel of the Miami Dolphins would have sufficed because he's mixed. So they said he would have put, teams in the clear for the Rooney Rule in terms of having to interview. Now, news broke that the Cleveland Browns, from Mary Kay Cabot, it says Browns have completed a head coaching interview with their former running back coach and former Chargers head coach, Anthony Lynn. Now, Anthony Lynn, you guys have been interviewing people for damn near a month. And now you're squeezing in Anthony Lynn in the middle of the night. You're on second interviews with a bunch of people, and a bunch of other guys have turned down second interviews. All of a sudden, you're bringing in Anthony Lynn. This is crazy. Here it says, Josina Anderson even said, I'm told Anthony Lynn just completed an in-person interview with the Cleveland Browns per league source. It was Lynn's first interview with Cleveland, I'm told. Now, people are questioning the moral behind this. Wait a minute. You guys are, it's being put out there. Obviously, Jim Schwartz is on deck, but you guys are looking to hire Udinski or Shieldhouse at the top of next week, probably. But you had to get the African-American, the minority interview in to suffice for the Rooney Rule, and people are calling it out all in the comments. Look, first thing you said, Rooney Rule. What's the point? He's not going to get it. The NFL already have the amount of head coaches they want. NFL owners only want a white man leading their team. Sounds like Lynn. No, thank you for the update. This is not looking good. The comments are bad. Man. And look, I mean, the first thing people are saying are Rooney Rule. Look, and they can make a hire now, right? You know what I mean? People are literally saying, look, absolutely, the ridiculous Rooney Rule is complete. See, this is crazy. People know that Anthony Lynn was only brought in to get past the Rooney Rule. Anthony Lynn is just being brought in as the black guy, so they can't say, oh, you didn't interview any black candidate, and there's no issue with the Rooney Rule. Anthony Lynn doesn't have a legitimate shot at getting this job. You guys are interviewing him damn near a month in after you got second interviews with people, all types of stuff. This is only to suffice for the Rooney Rule, and people are calling it out, man, and it's just sad to see. It's sad to see, honestly. But this is what's going on. I want to go over to 92.3 The Fan. My man Earl the Pearl was addressing this Cleveland Browns head coaching search and a lot of the things that are being whispered and talked about as far as things they're demanding coaches to do in these interviews. It's making a lot of noise. Let's see what my man Earl the Pearl had to say.
And maybe it's not as deep as we're making it. Like maybe it's like, hey, we just want in writing. We want you to write out for us how you would manage a team meeting on a Monday after a loss. Like maybe it's something like that where it's like we just want it in writing so we can see it. And it's not this all right, we want you to come back and here's your assignments for next week and then come back into that, because that's the way I think everyone's picturing it right now. I just can't wrap my head around this being a thing. I'm not saying that there's not other teams that do different things and whatever. But again, when you hear this report, it's also not surprising why, at least the way we're picturing it, people like Mike McDaniel decided, I'm going to take this Chargers job and I'm good. That process is always going to get geared towards a coach that's probably never been a head coach before, or a coach who's up and coming that's trying to prove himself and doesn't really know any different of how teams do their process. But it's not going to net you the John Harbaughs. It's not going to net you the Sean McDermott's. I'm honestly like, did they really ask Jim Schwartz to write an essay?
I don't know. That's a good question, but it's funny because, me personally, I did a whole lot of trying to sell hope to this fan base and try to convince myself that maybe the Browns could land one of these top candidates. I think I did a lot of self-convincing that this was one of the most attractive jobs. But from the time that we had Eric
Earl to Pearl, love you, dog. You knew good and goddamn well this was not one of the most attractive jobs out there. You knew that. I knew that. We all knew that. Come on now, bro. Come on, Earl to Pearl.
At home on our show last week, up until now, I cannot get out the back of my head that just maybe some of these top candidates don't want to work for Jimmy Haslam. Maybe those reservations are more real than what we thought they were.
Damn, man.
A little overblown. Are they asking for details on schematics, philosophy, offensively, defensively, special teams? Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's just part of the process. The personality test thing, I mean, look, I kind of feel like that makes some sense. You're going to have to navigate all kinds of things as a head coach, and,
the Cleveland Browns got dudes doing stuff that don't got nothing to do with football. They got dudes doing driving tests. I need to see how you parallel park. They got dudes doing anything, man.
Organizationally, you want to know how, or at least be able to glean some type of an idea of, how you deal with it. You're going to have to deal with stuff that matters, and you're going to have to deal with stuff that, quite frankly, doesn't matter, right? I mean, listen, these are the Browns. The silliness is nonstop. And so that just comes with being the head coach, not just here, but these other teams. So I just kind of feel like some of the stuff that came out yesterday got overblown a little bit, and right now everyone's dunking on the Browns just because of some of the events that took place this week, as far as Mike McDaniel saying thanks but no thanks to an interview with the Browns, and then obviously Jesse Minter pulling out of his interview. Yes, they are asking for detailed work on philosophy and things like that. I don't know that I would call those essays and homework or what. I kind of would call that prep for your interview.
Daryl, bigger picture with how this search has gone. Like, I think to your point, it's easy because of the reputation the Browns have established over the years to just be like, well, they're screwing this thing up and they don't know what they're doing and they stink and they're idiots, right?
The Browns are being the Browns.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's actually what's happening. Man. Now the Browns are getting blasted for this Anthony Lynn situation, and people know y'all only brought him in for the Rooney Rule, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. Get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. This Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.